Another brisk, cool, but rather beautiful morning today here in the Wichita Mountains. Picking up where I left off on my last video. I'm walking along the Post Oak Waterfall Trail. It's easy in some of these sections to wander off the trail and into the creek bed. I'm gonna head up to Post Oak Waterfall and connect to where I left off. Well, there's a little bit of a trickle right now. Started to climb up pretty high after leaving the waterfall. Got kind of concerned, but it leveled out and was pretty minimal stream crossing here. Right up to the right is where I'll reconnect to where I left off last time. That's the way I want to follow going up. It's back down the way I came, and I want to head back over there to Twin Rocks and Granite Mountain. Well, I've almost reconnected. It's really nice coming up through here on a lot of solid rock. I have one last wall of brush right here to make it through, and then I'm reconnected again. I made it back to base camp. The first time I came down through the canyon and went down through there and it looped around, but I want to take this new trail because I think it's a straight route up this ridge to Twin Rocks Mountain. I took a little bit of time to clear out some of this trail. Now I'm following this route that's a little higher up and more direct. Kind of looks like an old trail that's overgrown. Well, I connected back onto where I was. It's nice, this kind of follows this wall of rock. Makes it easy to navigate. I want to go back down the way I came, but might kind of explore a new direct route. Have a nice line right up Twin Rocks there, kind of middle peak. Another look back at Elk Mountain. Made it back to Post Oak Waterfall. Kind of went off trail and climbed up on this high point. It's a nice little scenic view. Still have a little bit of descent back down, but I want to stay as high as possible and make my way right up there to Twin Rocks. See the connecting trail right down there. Hopefully there's a line right to the top. Get low down here and you almost lose sight of the summit. This trail I'm on is a little bit higher up than the one I was on this morning. I'm gonna see where it leads to. There's a trail blocked off here, but that's the direction I need to start heading up. Well, this trail's starting to veer off the direction I need to head, but I'm gonna see where it leads to. Yeah, this is heading too far off course. Even if I turn back this direction, that's gonna be Granite Mountain the way I incorrectly took the first time. Yeah, I just need to backtrack a little bit. couple young elk right up here. Another view of the elk over here. They seem far more intrigued than I am. I've been steadily working my way up to higher ground. I just climbed up this high point to get a good view. I think I'm gonna have to descend a little bit, but it's kind of where it levels out, not as much of descent. And then go straight up here, and that's Twin Rocks right behind there. I gotta get on the other side of that canyon as well. Avoid this. Here's another look back towards Elk Mountain and Mount Lincoln. I'm gonna stop and take a break now. This morning it was pretty cold. I got plenty of layers on. Got plenty of stuff packed, but now getting pretty hot. Looks like a good path right down through here and on up. I think I've reached the bottom right here where it's a confluence of these two little streams of these canyons that intersect. Hop over a few boulders, but still seems pretty hikeable. Just a little crossing there. I just emerged from there and lo and behold, there's some cairns on top of this rock. I started to come up this side. I was trying to avoid this big rock formation to the right, but I need to get back over to that side because that's the direction I want to head. Sure enough, I cut across and there's some cairns stacked over here. Yeah, looking back, I think you gotta veer up onto the hill and avoid this maze of boulders and walk across here, but it's pretty easy going. Yeah, about the only problems I encountered was hitting my head on some branches, but I'm just kind of scouting this out. I believe I keep heading right on up through there. Yeah, I need to veer to the right of this formation. I was just looking at straight ahead. I veered a little too far to the right. It gets really deep and canyon starts to form here. But it seems to connect right up there. I'll go take a look. Yeah, it looks like you gotta just attack this little false summit head on nonetheless. Just avoid the very top, but from there it connects and continues. I've been hopping over a lot of boulders and got my hiking poles in my hands, but definitely not any class 4. I wouldn't even say even class 3, so still keeping this route pretty navigable. Looking back at the little false summit I just bypassed, it's not much descent up off it. It's probably better to just go straight over it than bypassing it. Got the summit right up ahead. Made it up to the summit, Twin Rocks Mountain. Looking back to the east now, you can see Elk Mountain and Mount Lincoln. Over to the southwest is Granite Mountain. Have to go right down through there to connect. And over to the west is what I believe is officially unnamed, but it's referred to as Mount Mitchell. It's another 2,000-foot peak. Over to the northwest is Sunset Peak. You can look down and see crab eyes. Did both of those previously. I have a video showing that. Still need to figure out the best route to go down and connect over Granite Mountain. I came back down that way and into the canyon. Well, the day is still pretty early, but I think this is as far as I'm gonna go for today. It's pretty flat and grassy up here at the summit, but it was quite a scramble on the way up. Started going hand over foot, and I'd highly recommend bringing some gloves or you're gonna get your hands all scratched up. I'm gonna start working my way back down now. I've been staying up high on these rocks, but I think I should probably get down low in some of these grassy areas. This time I'm gonna go right through and over that hill. I was also considered bypassing it and going this other way, right down through this canyon and reconnecting, but I'm not too sure about that terrain down there. Just got up over this little false summit hill, just a little bit of a scramble down. Well, I still ended up kind of bypassing that false summit. I thought I'd take the direct straight route back down, but it looks pretty steep. Yeah, that was pretty steep coming down through there. Now I got a maze of brush to navigate. Well, I figured I'd explore this way nonetheless, but I would stick with the way I came up. Yeah, that's that little wall I just came down. I'd probably stay more to the right and not cross over to the left, but just go straight up there. About to stop and take another break. Stashed my printers and saw a few things down here earlier, and I'm back at the rendezvous point. I'm going to explore and see if I can find a more direct route on the way back down. It's getting kind of rough and thick right through here. Might veer off more to the right. I'm back onto the route the way I came up. It's just a lot easier going. Just put a little bit of brush here and there. Well, I'm heading back to the trailhead, but I turned down this route that I haven't explored yet. Well, I have about an hour and a half of daylight left, but almost back to the trailhead. I accomplished everything I set out to do today. Stay tuned for my next adventure when I do the final segment connecting Sunset Peak and Mount Mitchell